Hello, dear friends. This is Kardec Radio at 11 p.m. here, nourishing our souls. And we have two mother and daughter teams to pray with you. Yes, it's prayer for the USA. Why not? We need to pray, right, friends? Let us pray. And pray to share the good with the world. All right. So we are here and we are in this beautiful moment with Virginia. Hello, Virginia. You want to say hi?
Hello, guys.
And we have here, okay, hold on a second.
Isabella
Okay.
and Paloma.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Can you say hi?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Thank you. So as everyone may know, remember from the talks at the SSVA, Paloma Patterson is a member of the SSVA, and she has been helping us in so many ways and with the talks. And Isabella has been there with us since she was almost 4, right? Isabella.
And I was there when I was 4.
And since you were big.
Yeah.
He's from the Valley, Virginia.
Yeah, since from barely me.
So let me ask you, Isabella and Virginia, you've been studying Spiritism for a while, right?
Yeah.
So Isabella, you start first since you're 10 and you've been there for 6 years. What do you think of Spiritism?
It's really great. Like, if you really think about it, you think that, like, first you may think it's talking about, like, before, when I just started, I thought, oh, it's just about ghosts and stuff like that. And now I realize that it's like you get to start big. You start kind of small, like you think little, like not really what it actually is. Then once you really learn more, it seems a lot easier than you thought it would be. And how about Jesus? Jesus is so many things that I can't explain.
Okay. You love Jesus. And you, Virginia, what about Spiritism for you? You like it?
Like, I feel like it's something really big for the whole world and stuff.
Yeah. And what about Jesus for you?
For me, it's like things that are really cool, yeah?
Yeah? You love Jesus too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All right. So one more question before we let you guys go. We are tonight praying for the USA, and you guys were born in the USA. So how do you feel when you think about praying for the USA? What do you think? Are you on board, or do you feel like it's awkward? What are your thoughts, Isabella?
Well, there are different people you can pray for. You can pray for your family, or you can pray for someone you saw, like homeless, or you can pray for your friends that maybe got hurt or sick. And even you may think these people are mean. If you pray for them, they'll probably be nicer next time you talk to them.
Great. What about you, Virginia?
For what?
What do you think about praying for the USA? Good question.
Lots of things.
Yeah? You like praying for the USA? Yeah?
Actually, I go to the bathroom at school and I pray.
You pray?
In the bathroom.
Well, that's a good place to pray.
Because I go to the bathroom and go,
Okay, Virginia. Thank you for bringing so much fun to us at Cardiac Radio. Now we can thank you. Thank you for bringing joy. Thank you, Isabella, for being here. And we hope you can come and join us more
Hey,
often.
Isabella.
Go her kiss. Bye. Say good night. Isabella, say night night.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Whoa. Thank you, Virginia. That's waiting for me downstairs. Okay. It's a happy day, right, Paloma?
Very happy. Very happy.
We had just a lovely night at the center, right?
Yes.
And now we are able to be here together. Today is the day that we celebrate St. Francis Day in the world. And talking about the environment, many people are becoming ever more aware about the importance of taking care of the planet and changing our ways of living our lives in ways that can accommodate the preservation of the planet. And St. Francis is about this peace with ourselves and the world, and it's about harmony, right?
Yes.
Paloma?
Yes, I think today we think of St. Francis, and what a joy October, since yesterday was Kardec's birthday.
Yeah.
Today is St. Francis, and not too long ago we had Greta coming all the way across the ocean to tell us about the environment and being responsible with our planet. And of course, when we're praying tonight for the USA, we hope that we're praying for, the environment and everything that is on this beautiful country.
Yeah, and pray, because I've just heard, and I want to mention this because I've just heard Carlos told me that he saw in the news that Bernie Sanders just had a heart attack. So I know many other people whom we don't know may be going through a tough time too. But the question for us is, do we need to pray? One more reason for us to pray. Somebody who has been advocating for so many important causes in this country, whether we agree or disagree, it's really across the board that he is somebody who really cares about this nation. So we also want to pray for him, and in irrespective of parties, irrespective, it's about somebody who volunteered to work for the general good in this country. And we pray for him too. So the prayer of St. Francis, Paloma, as we know, is mostly about becoming an instrument of peace. And it reminds us of Jesus when he said, "Blessed are the meek and peacemakers." And we are learning to be peacemakers. And St. Francis, way back when, centuries ago, has already brought to us the almost like a coaching program for us to be in the pathway of peacemaking. What are your thoughts about peacemaking nowadays? Being a mother, being a wife, and being in the United States, and seeing so much the need of peace, not only in the US, in the world as well. What are your thoughts, Paloma?
I think it's we should all be working towards being better humans. And to do that, peace is an integral part of being a better human, right? Us being able to collaborate at work requires peacemaking skills. Collaboration means being peaceful instead of what we see these days, that you have to get things done no matter what, and going over people. The contrary is being peaceful in everything and everywhere. Um, So when I see with my kids, how do we want to work with being peaceful is reducing competition. It's almost contrary, right? If you're competing, it's very hard to be peaceful. So working with the kids, we try to do this like daily meditation, bringing it down. It's okay for to have quiet music, like working with toning down our energy levels so we can hear ourselves and have a more peaceful home, peaceful schools, peaceful work. I think it's critical. I think we're learning. Everyone is probably trying to quiet their minds a little bit, but I don't see how we can move forward as a country and as a planet without working on having more peaceful relationships.
Is I agree with you, and these are wonderful points, Paloma. As you said, it comes with practice, the practice in our everyday life, and bringing it at home and bringing it to little steps, baby steps, right? As you're saying, cherishing silence and cherishing, like, embracing people's ways of being and not competing but collaborating. And we have here with us Silvio Otero. Silvio Otero, thank you, Silvia. We're happy that you finally got the audio right. Thank you so much. And Alicia Ramos, who is in the Philippines, right, Alicia? Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Wow,
Yes.
Paulo. Sunshine, Sol Souza, Carol Correa is here with us. She's downstairs with Colors in Virginia. And Rudy, oh my gosh, long time no see you. Oh my gosh. And when we talk about peace, it reminds me of this. Chico Xavier.
Oh,
Chico
yes.
Xavier. And I want to remind people, Paloma, that this is the printout of the latest, not the latest, this is the second to latest edition of the Spiritist Magazine. And people can acquire it by going to spiritistmagazine.org, that website, and you can get your own. How beautiful, right, Paloma?
Oh, that's a beautiful. All the editions are great, but that one is really, really special.
Really special. You're going to see articles that have actual pictures of Chico Xavier in his life. And as Paloma was talking about peace and being a peacemaker, Chico Xavier is the closest portray of it all for us nowadays. And we decided to embrace the good spirits at Cardiac Radio, their guidance, asking us to pray tonight for the USA as we read the prayer of St. Francis, work on it together, and then feel like it's spreading itself out to everybody. Would you like to read it for us, please, Paloma?
Sure. So here we go, the prayer of St. Francis. And it says, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I might not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life.
Okay. It seems to be simple, but it's so common, Paloma. People say, why do I have to be the peacemaker if people don't make an effort? Right?
Yes.
We're like, no, I'm not going to be the first one. I'm not going to be the one. So who is going to be the first one if everyone claims to be the one who is going to continue something? So it's on us to multiply this teaching and have the courage. I think that's where Jesus says that the ones who follow the good news need to have the courage to stand up for what is correct and right in spite of everybody else's different mindset. It takes courage, right, Paloma?
It takes courage and it takes effort,
Yeah.
right? So, and they go, courage and effort go together. I feel like
Yeah.
many times, because
Yeah.
you don't have courage, how do you put a lot of effort, right?
Exactly.
And in all of this, it's so beautiful because he's saying, you know, when there is doubt, and there's a lot of doubt in the world right now, people are fearing many things, right? What's going to happen in the government? What's going to happen with the weather? There's so many things. Is that hurricanes? So, who's it going to be the one that will come in and say, everybody, calm down, have faith, right? Has hope. God is with us. We need that light shining. Who's going to be that person? Hopefully, many of us.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like in the book Renunciation, when we see Alcyone having the courage to do the right thing in spite of some people here and there not standing up for that right. But little by little, as she kept on being resilient
Mm-hmm.
and having endurance, as you said, which takes an effort in herself, she started bringing people together. Like you said, Greta Thunberg. She's 16. When she started it all, she was the only one a year ago outside of her school with a banner raising awareness on the importance of taking care of the planet. She was one child. A year later, many more are brought to that consciousness. And it's interesting because there are some adults who complain that these teens are coming along. But what do you prefer? Do you prefer that they are sitting back, relaxing, smoking pot, etc., or in the streets, raising awareness, helping the planet? What is to be a peacemaker? And that's a question for us because in St. Francis prayer, being a peacemaker is very active. Many people think that to be a peacemaker means to cross their arms, say nothing, do nothing.
Right.
But what he is saying is, I need to have a proactive attitude. It's like where there is hatred, we have to sow. Sow means it's labor intensive. It's not
Yes.
simple, right, Paloma?
No, it requires effort. And it says, is it for it is in giving that we receive. So you won't receive if you don't give anything. So it's an action, right? It's a verb. You have to do something and you have to give.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's an act of peace. It doesn't come just to come.
Yes, as Teresa Castro is saying, it's a prayer of transformation. I think it goes hand in hand with what you're saying, and it brings to us uh, a new understanding, as Sunshine is mentioning here. Understanding is vital for inner and outer peace, which takes an effort. Because in the chapter Understanding, right, of the book we're studying, the Thought and Life book, it says to achieve it, we need to seek the good. And it requires effort. And he says it's not enough to seek it, but to feel it, to visualize it, and then mold it. And it's interesting, Paloma, because in the middle of this prayer of St. Francis, we find something. This is what the 12th century, 12th to 13th century, when
Yes.
he came along, right?
Yes.
At a time when everything was so dark, so difficult, everything was so, it's like a gray world. Nowadays, it's much colorful, it's so expanded. And back then, he was already bringing to us the awareness that we're not here, as you're saying, to receive. So he says, that I may not so much seek to be consoled, but to console,
So,
to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. And I think when he says to love instead of seeking to be loved, how many people we find nowadays that they say, oh, my life is so sad because people are not loving, they're not kind. But God would be very unfair if our happiness depended on what we received from people. But God is so wise that He built us, even biologically, with the capacity to be rewarded just by giving. In so many scientific studies prove to us, right, that it's good to be good.
yes.
And in itself, it suffices. We don't need to have the counterpart. And that's why the book Renunciation is fascinating, because here we have Alcyone who decides to incarnate on earth to help this family, especially this man whom she loves. But she knows that he's not prepared. She's advised that he's not ready yet. And she lives a whole life helping these people and these families, loving him. And you see that in her, nothing lacks. It's amazing. Because for him, even though he says he loves her, because they are not together in the way he expects, he's always in the void. Versus her, she's not necessarily physically with him, but her love for him suffices, already gives her everything that she needs, and she does. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. It's even hard to explain it, to put in words, right, Paloma?
Yeah. And I was, as you're explaining and mentioning God, I was thinking, God gives to us without any expectation of getting anything back. I mean, if He was expecting anything, we would be in trouble, right? Because we're
Yeah,
still not there. We're still learning how to love God. And He's just, or she, giving it to us. And we can try get closer to it, the good spirits that are with us and we don't perceive them, our guardian angel, they are just giving it to us. And that's why when we are out and doing the good and giving, I feel it's the same feeling that the good spirits have with us. They give love, they're happy. We give love, we're happy. We are fulfilled.
we're fulfilled.
Right? We are fulfilled because as we give, we are receiving somehow. It just comes back to us.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful point. Yeah,
So we just give more.
you just give more. It's very
Keep
encouraging, right?
giving. Yes.
Yeah. Very empowering. Nowadays, talking about depression, how many people they're feeling depressed because of successive frustrations they've had. And then comes St. Francis saying, don't worry. You don't need those external things. It's on you. You can still reinvent yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I always think about the caterpillar and how beautiful it is that that caterpillar eats, and then stays upside down a leaf, building its own cocoon, little like uh, layer by layer, layer by layer, layer by layer, and waits and then the butterfly comes out. In one incarnation,
Yes.
and I would say, in this life, St. Francis is reminding us of this caterpillar effect. In one reincarnation, let's not postpone it any longer. If I need to reconcile with myself, let's do it in this life. With somebody in this life. Friends, let's not postpone because tomorrow only God knows. Right, Paloma?
Yes.
It's at
And
this very moment.
he is giving the recipe.
Mhm.
Do it in, faith, hope, light, love, forgive.
Yeah.
He's telling us we can do it and we should do it now.
Yeah. And I remember
Yes.
once I was reading this prayer at a moment when I was feeling like sometime, I don't even remember when, but I remember reading this prayer to give this inner boost to say, I can do it. I can stand up and say, it's okay. I'm not going to wait for anybody to take that step. I will have the courage to do it myself. Sometimes we get in a group of people and people are sad. And people are like, oh my gosh, I wish I weren't there. Well, what can we do to shift it? Maybe not speaking it, but in our prayer, bringing joy sometimes just by smiling, right? Or people who are in despair, they come to you and they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening in my life. I don't know. And then it is on us to share the hope because one day we will need it too. None of us can ever say we're never going to need a helping hand, a shoulder to lean on. So, whenever possible, we are active. So, I think St. Francis, at the vanguard of humanity, he is promoting in us this active peacemaking skills, right? And I think Sunshine is saying we receive so many gifts from God, which we're invited to pass on to others. If we really realize how much we have received, we always feel abundant and give abundantly. Give freely what you have freely received. Jesus, thank you so much. What a breakdown, right? I'll put it
That's
on.
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That is perfect. Yes.
I think now we're ready to pray. Right, Paloma?
We are ready.
We are ready. We are super ready. So let us join us, friends. Let us get together and pray. I'm going to put some Ave Maria here. Why not? Why not? We always need a maternal heart to help us, right? Okay, so here we have our dear background music. And I'll pass it to you, okay, Paloma?
Sounds good.
So
Thank
let
you.
us raise our thoughts now, friends, and feel. Feel the blessings of being united right here and now. Let us visualize loving and kind, healing hands taking care of the wounds of our country in the United States, the collective wounds that may also help heal the individual wounds. Let us also visualize spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists healing the relationships between the United States and the world. Each and every nation connected, bridges of light, of friendship, and the spirit doctors helping mend any and every wound between the United States and each and every other nation in the world. And we see that rays of healing light come from the Sacred Heart of our Master Jesus, enveloping the whole United States. Blessed as it is, helping it calibrate itself to its true mission of brotherhood, progress, freedom of all sorts for the general progress of our planet. And as this connection, the connections between the US and other nations build, we see the flow of God's love manifesting easily between the eliminating and We're back.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't know what happened. Yeah, only. Oh, we don't know what happened here. So, Paloma, the final prayer is yours then.
I'll take it from where we stopped.
Yeah, we saw what happened.
So, friends, let us keep us visualizing the USA and let us thank Jesus for the opportunity of being here on this blessed country. Dear Jesus, you allowed us to be here in the very lands that have such an important mission in our planet. We ask that you keep inspiring us to do the right thing, to be peaceful, to collaborate with other people from all over the world, other countries, respectfully, collaboration at all times. We are so thankful for the many missionaries that you already sent to these lands to prepare for the arrival of many more. And we ask that you shower with many, many revitalizing energies the White House and the Capitol, where so many important leaders spend a lot of their time, that they also listen to St. Francis' prayer and are good collaborators as peacemakers. Dear Lord, we thank you always, always for this reincarnation, as this is the most special one we have. Thank you, and so be it.
Thank you, Paloma.
Thank you, everybody, for being with us and inspiring us during the prayer. Always very thankful.
Thank you, Paloma. So I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow at 11 a.m., since we're talking about giving and understanding, doing our part, we're going to be interviewing Dr. Stephen Post, who has been a leading authority on the project It's Good to Be Good. He's from Stony Brook University, and he's going to be here with us in an unprecedented book that he wrote about God and synchronicity. Believe it or not, he is going to talk about that book. So tomorrow we hope you join us. Thank you so much, Paloma.
Thank you, friends. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. We hope to have you more often here, okay?
Yes, sounds good.
Thank you, friends.
God willing.
Yes, God willing. Until tomorrow. Bye-bye, friends.
Bye.